My husband moved in his niece in our house and treated her like a golden child. One day, she threatened to kick out my daughter, so I've had enough. I have 2 kids, Tom and Sarah, plus my husband's late brother's kid, Kelly, who lives with us. 14 months ago, my husband came home with Kelly and said she would be staying with us for a while. I barely knew Kelly because since her father passed away 10 years ago, her mom has been struggling with mental health and addiction. My husband told me it was only for 3 months while his parents, who recently moved aboard, got settled. Then it went to 5 till his sister had her baby. Just excuse after excuse till I stopped asking. As time went on, my husband just acted like she was our daughter, even bringing up adoption a few times, which I refused even when he threatened divorce. I sound like a monster, but you must realize Kelly isn't easy to deal with and my husband doesn't allow her to face any consequences. Kelly acts like she's the golden child and my daughter is the black sheep. She has violent meltdowns and she's threatened our son that my husband will leave us if she tells him because he loves her more, which traumatized Tom. She has tried and failed her mind games with me, pretending to be a saint. Her main target is my daughter. She's extremely cruel towards her verbally. She'll slut shame her for everything little thing like wearing makeup, or tell her she's lazy and good for nothing for stupid reasons like sleeping late at the weekends. She'll take her things, either lose them or destroy them, then cry to my husband, who will excuse her behavior even though he spends 70% of his time at work. We are all in therapy, which isn't working like group sessions. When someone points out Kelly's behavior or adoption, it usually ends up with everyone fighting. It all came to a head last month. Kelly wasn't in a mood all week because Sarah had a big 18th party with all the attention on Sarah, especially from my family. I and Sarah were having a stupid fight over a non-issue because Sarah used all my shampoo, which she didn't replace or let me know I was out of. Kelly came out of nowhere screaming at Sarah, calling her a moocher, lazy, trash, and spoiled. She then said Sarah was an adult and would get kicked out if she didn't pull her weight. I lost it. I told her Sarah was my daughter, and she'd be kicked out if she didn't change her attitude. Kelly didn't say anything. She just went into her room. About an hour later, my husband came back and started screaming literally in my face, calling me names and telling me he wanted a divorce so he could protect Kelly. So I said I wanted a divorce and 50-50 custody. I get my son. He gets his niece now. Get the fuck out of my house with his niece. They left and have been staying with his brother since. My husband always has to deal with Kelly. He wants more therapy to fix our issues so we can get back together and be a family again. They both came over yesterday to collect the last of their stuff, and Kelly asked me if it was her fault. I said yes. It was just as much her fault as her uncle's husband. My husband told me I was being a monster and Kelly was my daughter, whether I admit it or not, and I abandoned her when she finally had a stable home. She didn't mean to lash out because it was just due to her trauma, and if we work together, we can help her work through it. Update. Sarah hasn't spoken much to her father since the first fallout because it was clear who he only cares about. Sarah said she wanted nothing to do with him and warned the family to buy out. I'm sick of his emotional and mental abuse towards us for his niece and his threats of divorce to get his way, so I hope he makes this easy on everyone. Yes, Kelly had a bad childhood and suffered, but she isn't my problem anymore. I want zero contact with her and will make sure she won't have contact with my son. I have plenty of evidence and witnesses to make it happen. I can sound cruel, but she can fuck right off. She isn't my kid, so I don't owe her a relationship. And regardless of how bad her trauma is, she has no right to traumatize others.